What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today's video is all about fishing the popper. Now with the hot summer months like it is now, excellent time to get one of these out, fish it along grass lines, right next to brush piles. You can fish this thing nice and slow, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm going to take you through where I fished it, how I fished it, and show some of the fish that I caught because it was a dang fun day out on the boat with Matt. So enough yapping, let's get out there, go fishing. Got him.
Decent little dude to start today. I am recording, right? Yes, thank goodness. Not as big as I thought. Hit it a little bit better than I thought, but it's a fish on top, our popper. That's the little arc popper I was saying I wanted to try catch one on, a little 1.5 pounder. Oh, God, help me. I'm not the fleetest of foot. All right, a little popper. This is the arc one. Man, this thing walks really well and pops, has a good bloop to it. Reminds me of those days where it was calm going out with pops in the morning and throwing the little Zara Spook puppy or the Pop R. So I figured let's tie a popper on. There we go, first one of the morning. Out of the water for it. That was awesome. It was a monster. Is that a crappie? Oh my God, it is a crappie.
That's a big crappie too.
Crappie on a popper. Okay, well, calling up the crappie on the popper. There we go.
First time I've ever seen that.
Okay, there you go. Topwater crappie action. Low popper action. One bass, one crappie, and I'm kind of mixing it up here. This is, Matt and I were just talking, this is the arc, I don't know what it's called, arc topwater that I got in my Monsterbass box, and it's got a really good listen. Very good blurp to it. Sometimes it's that slow blurp that'll really get them up there looking at it. And I'm kind of mixing that in with just a little walk or a quick walk. That one back there, that really good one that boiled on it, I was blurping it and I just started to walk it and he'd come up and hit it. So changing up your cadence. Right now we've got a pretty slick, calm morning. So using some of those blurps to call them up like that. See, I'll start kind of walking it quicker when I get out away from that. Giants. It's all right. Somewhat consistent bite here on the edge of this stuff with a little popper. I'll take it. Haven't gotten a good popper bite in a minute. Honestly, don't throw the popper as much as I should. Little guy. But we will take it. There it is. That's a look at it. It's the baby bass color. It's the Arc TP70 or something. T-Mark. I like it. Good, yeah, kind of longer profile to it. Walks well, pops well. I put a little snap on there. That's the P-line or Spro snap. I don't remember which one. Because the only gripe with this is it did not come with a split ring on the front of it. And I'm not a huge fan of loop knots, so I just use a little snap. Must have been the Mondo that missed it before. Hercules. Coming up to eat that topwater for me. Chunky little dink on the popper. Doesn't matter to me. I love catching fish topwater. These are not the biggest fish in the lake. Still a topwater fish. I like it. Find wood, throw popper next to wood. This is perfect popper country. This is what I think of as like shallow wood, a little bit of log, couple rocks. On. Ho! It was a Brutus. Matt just lost a donkey over there. Had to have been a 5-ouncer.
Guess what? We'll never know.
Right on the edge of the weeds. Man, you gotta get right up there, it seems. Right on them. He T-boned it. Still not the giant yet, but it is fun. Old school popper. Reminds me of the old days with pops. Okay, thanks for biting, little pounder. Go tell your great uncle 5-pound Brutimus, come bite one of these. So the age-old question, do you, after you cast it, do you stop and let all the rings disappear? Grandpa's always said, once you see the rings disappear, then you can work it. I feel like it just kind of depends on the mood of the fish. Sometimes it's like that initial 1-2 is where you're always getting it. Sometimes I feel like it's the cadence and the action you're doing. So I don't know that there's a right answer. I would just say if you're casting it out and you're always killing it within the first 2 pops they're hitting it, I would definitely pause it there longer. But if most of your hits are just coming as you're working it through certain spots, I would say don't get too caught up on making sure all the rings go away. Hey, all right, what are you throwing?
DT6.
Nice. Matt on one up there on the crankbait. All right. Found a couple fish here. I like it. Another Brutus. The crappie I caught was bigger than this. You know it's Debos fishing when I'm catching crappie that are bigger than the little bass. Debos dink of the day, there we go. Tiny little dink, premium dink, the old Debo dinky. Not a moose, not even a pound fish. Always got to have one on this show.
Did it on the cement.
There's one. Oh no! Tried to horse him. Just so big, you threw them hooks like ease. With ease. Down in the gunk. Nah, he's a little one. Another on the popper. Love it. Well, topwater morning. Beautiful morning out. Weather is gorgeous. It's supposed to get 90 something today, but we're catching fish this morning. That little guy ate it. Little pounder. Thank you, sir. If it was MLF, I'd be racking up the points. They're eating all that good green algae so they can go up to the fishing jetty and poop all over it. Dude, some of those places I go are just like,
Covered.
yeah, it's insane how much geese poop. I wonder if they're the poopiest animal of Earth. Raccoons are very poopy. Oh, come on. Distracted by raccoon poop here and missed a bite.
I'm sorry, that's okay, really. Raccoons are poopy.
You wanted it. Ferocious little dude. Ferocious. Oh, little guy. There we go. Ferocious little 6-ounce bass. Been a morning of dinking with Debo for sure, but still fun. Still topwater on the old popper. Got him. Told you there were some monsters in there chasing bait. Yeah, I feel like the good hard bloop and pause has kind of been the deal for this one. Until you get it on grass, it's good. Right on the edge of the weeds. Both of us just had a bite there. Almost had our double up of the day. Yow! Quick release. Tried to put it in my thumb. Done with the topwater, huh?
Yep. I can only take the pain and disappointment so long. I'm just glad my buddy's catching them. That's all I care about.
Oh gosh, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, that's a good fish.
Net worthy or?
I don't know, we'll see. Looked like a big tail. Stay down, fish, stay down. Oh, it's decent. Better than the 6 ounces I was catching. Good fish here. No idea how well he's hooked, but one little stick there he was on. Oh, that's a better fish than I thought. A lot better than I thought on the popper. Oh, all right. 3-pounder, 3.5-er.
That's a fat too.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for the net job, feller.
Welcome. This comes with the guide service.
Down the gullet.
That fish is fat all the way down to the tail.
Yeah, it hammered. It's definitely a feeding fish. All right, what's your guess? 3 pounds, 12 ounces. Oh, weighs nothing. How does the fish weigh 0? There we go. Nice. 3 pounds, 8 ounces, 3.5 on the nose. All right. There we go. As you can see, that is a chunko. Off we go with it. Yes.
All right, fisher friends, super fun trip. And this is it. This was the star of the show. The little arc popper that came in my Monsterbass. Now listen, I honestly wouldn't have purchased this popper. I've kind of had an issue with arc in the past with some rods, but come in the box and I figured, yeah, I'll give it a fair try. It looks kind of cool. I tell you what, I was really impressed with it. The popper here, this is the only thing. I did have to put a snap on it. This is either a Spro or a P-line, I forget, but put a snap on it. I'm not a big fan of loop knots. You could certainly tie a loop knot or put a split ring on, but I just had some of these, put that on. The mouth gives an awesome bloop. Very different. Matt was even saying that he tried some of his poppers and he's like, yeah, that does have a very distinct blooping sound to it. It's not very big, 2.5, 2 3/4 inches, something like that. But a really good little popper, walks really easy. Honestly, I was impressed with it. Hooks, and was kind of stuck in my finger there, are super sharp. Does come with the feather treble on back. Both hooks were really good and sharp. So overall, I really liked it. And again, it's one of those that I wouldn't have got unless I, got it in my box. Monsterbass box is not for everybody. You know, if you have certain lures that you like and you want to save that money and spend it, I would say don't bother with the box. But if you like to try new stuff, they put some pretty cool things in their boxes. I would say give the box a try, especially if you're new, just wanting to try new stuff. You can get stuff like this one. But the combo, and actually before I get into the combo, I do want to say something. For any of you out there suffering from any sort of mental type of illness, you know, whether it's depression, anxiety, both Matt and I, Matt who's on the boat with me out there, have suffered that stuff. You know, in the past, I've had some, depression and anxiety and stuff that is near crippling. Matt with the same thing. So anybody, if you ever need help out there, I'm going to put the suicide hotline number below. You know, I know you can get to some really, really dark places in your own mind. So please, whether you're a guy, gal, doesn't matter. I know, kind of the thing for guys is, oh, you got to be tough, work through it, right? Don't be a wuss about it, figure out your own problems. But man, sometimes it's hard. You got to talk to somebody. So Matt and I were both talking about that. It was good to catch up with him. Again, I'll put that number below. Please reach out. There is always somebody to listen to. But wanted to make sure I got that in. Matt, I appreciate you bringing that up for me. So the combo, this is the Debos Maverick. This is a 7-foot, medium heavy, moderate fast. So this is the new $100 line that they came out with, Debos Maverick. And I really, really like this one. You've seen me use this a number of times this year. That, again, is the new version of the Shimano SLX. Great little budget combo. Get these on sale and you're under $200 for a really nice combo. That's the only bad deal with some of the combos you get out there. Sometimes it's like, oh, a pretty nice rod, and the reel's like kind of crummy or vice versa. I tend to almost always, 95% of the time, buy my rod and reel separate. I think you can get much better buys that way. So that's the reel, that's the rod, and the line, that's the P-line Topwater. It's a copolymer. Not as stretchy as a mono, but floats. It's great, nice and soft and supple, casted well, as you can see. I really like that. So that is the combo. For topwater, man, you don't need anything super crazy expensive. People ask me that all the time. You know, what rod should I use for this and what reel? And when I get into things like, you know, certain smaller topwater baits like this with these treble hooks, you don't need anything super crazy. That is a medium heavy rod, but it's really soft. I don't have the drag completely locked down because when you've got smaller hooks like this, these are, I'm gonna say number 4, could even be a size 5 hook, but pretty small hooks overall. If you use a real big powerful setup or braid and you're really pulling into them, good chance you're gonna bend out those hooks. So you have to match your rod, your line, to the size and type of hooks that you're using. Now, today's subscribed fishing friend is Matt. Matt, I have to give a special shout out for him for getting out on the boat with me, overcoming some of the stuff that he has done. It's not an easy task sometimes when you get into weird places in your own mind. So, man, I'm glad to see you back out fishing. Everybody else out there, like I said, if you need somebody to talk to, please reach out. There's always someone to listen. So that's it for me. I truly love all of you. And speaking of you all out there, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. I try to make that known as much as I can because I feel like there's some folks out on the internet that they're just, you know, kind of high on their own supply type thing and they think they're above everybody. But listen, for YouTube fishermen, we wouldn't be here without y'all watching. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. And until next time.